Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Tim with Zenhaling, and today I want to walk through the website and, in particular, a couple areas with not only breathwork but Zessential oils. So, when you go to www.zenhaling.com up here, then you'll see the homepage, and in the homepage, I have About, which is a nice clip here on breathing, deep breathing, and beautiful skin. The skin is the largest organ of our body. The average person's skin covers over 2 square meters, and it accounts. That's right, the skin is the largest organ of the body. And then as you go down on the homepage, you have a little bit about Zenhaling sports science, breathing for performance, mental conditioning or mind sharpening, and then stick flexibility training. And that's individuals, coaches, teams, and a lot of the Zenhaling sports science lessons, like for the last 2 years, I was the mental conditioning and the breathwork coach for the Philadelphia Union with their juniors team. And, had an opportunity to coach coaches, coach players, and influence them not only with dealing with their pregame nerves and anxiety, which is all the stuff that, will get in the way of a good performance, but to prep them like when they're in at the end of a shift, for example, and then coaches and parents are yelling, breathe, breathe. The individual, the player, he's at the end of their shift. Their mind's already disconnecting because of fatigue, and then they're trying to inhale, breathe, and really what they should be doing is forcing the exhale, because at that point of the performance, they already have so much oxygen in their respiratory system. So you want to reduce the CO2. You want to get rid of the CO2 with the exhale, with a prolonged exhale, with an expulsion breath, a forced exhale. And like I say all the time, the exhale creates room for the greater inhale. So that's where you can really up your performance. You can charge your body with 30 deep breaths prior to the performance, days prior to the performance. And just by learning the breathwork techniques, you can also deal with pregame nerves and anxiety. And that's a lot of the expulsion breaths. Yeah, they get rid of CO2 and they bring you into your present moment and into your body, but they also release internal pressure, that internal pressure that shows up as stress and anxiety. And when stress and anxiety, when emotional excitement happens, it affects your breathing rate and makes it irregular. So if you know the techniques of conscious controlled breathing, you know some of these breathwork techniques that I teach and coach, then you can check emotional excitement in the moment when it happens. And that's where then you're more consistent in your performance, whether you're an athlete, if you're a singer or an actor, or somebody's on television or has to perform live, and you have to pull it together right away and get out of your mind, get out of your nerves. This is the type of techniques that you would employ in order to check that emotional excitement. So I'm real excited just to kind of walk you through some of this stuff, because most people don't know what I do with Zenhaling. And again, it's for every sport, every stick sport, performers, power lifters, MMA fighters, archery, even poker, where you really need your mind. You need to be honing in to what's happening with all the other players, with all the other cards, and taking a massive snapshot of what's going on around you. Basketball, all stick sports, hockey, baseball, golf, lacrosse, and again, soccer, football, and presenters, public performers, presenters, people on the mic. So, and then have a little bit about what is Zenhaling sports science, again, releasing internal pressure, and some of the interviews I've done out there. And then I have the breathing podcast. So the breathing podcast is all things breathing. And again, it's some of the stuff I'm talking about with athletes and performers, and just the normal techniques that are out there. How to breathe, how to balance your pH levels of your blood, which for anybody who's, again, when you when you take this course or you take the class or you're coached up, I'm talking about it. Your respiratory functions responsible for regulating the amount of oxygen, CO2, and acidosis in the blood. And that acidosis shows up and cripples the body. It's inflammation, it's disease, it's gout, it's uric acid with kidney stones, and it's inflammation like heart disease, things like that happen internally in the body. And externally, it turns into, bad skin and eruptions of the skin and blotchiness and rosacea and these other things that you can see externally, even with your eyes. And also, I can't say it enough that the breath work is such great knowledge and techniques to learn, because think about it. We have 60,000 thoughts and we take 23,000 breaths every day. So if you can affect your breathing, even 10% or 1%, then every breath of your life, you're enhancing and you're changing, improving every breath of your life. So again, 23,000 breaths daily. So each of those breaths are improved, which means your mental condition is improved. Everything around you feels and looks different, and you're breathing freer. The stress is going away. You're throwing away your meds, the anti-anxiety medicine, the ability to cope. And that's, you parents who have children who right now don't know these techniques. These are vital. I believe everybody should learn these techniques, because, I didn't learn them till later in life. So I had to kind of learn around it, and I had to make mistakes, and I had to deal with the stresses of life without having these techniques. So I know the benefits of knowing some of these techniques. So again, I'll get back to just the homepage of the website, who I am. I have stick flexibility, daily workout with the Z stick, all types of different videos on there. And then, as I talked about before, one of the tabs on here and one of the areas of business that I do is Zessential oils. So that's essential oils. I have 7 different blends, and these are oils that help you connect with your physical healing. They're self-healing sets, so they're transdermal. They go through the skin. They're natural and organic, so you don't need to take something internally, a pill, in order to heal your inflammation. And, the pills only go so far. The oral medication only goes so far. So having something that's natural, that's transdermal, going through the skin to effect, that's topically applied with these roll-on applicator bottles. And I have 7 of them. There's pain eraser for dealing with pain. It's exactly what it says. That's one of my first blend that I came out with in 2012. And that's the pain eraser. That has 7 essential blends, essential oils in there. And just for instance, you can see here, if you were on the website and you wanted to order, boom, you could order. It goes to the Shopify store. It'll tell you a little bit. Also, if you're back to that tab of essential oils, you can go deeper in what's really in the pain eraser blend. Again, 7 essential oils. You have eucalyptus, wintergreen, frankincense, ylang ylang, rosemary, peppermint oil, lavender, and cypress, and blue tansy, and marjoram. So, there's actually 8 essential oils. I changed the blend a little bit because I'm always trying to improve upon it and take feedback. But again, you can see how each of these individual essential oils deal with pain, how other, cultures have used these, and, we're the ones where we just constantly rely on medicine, on pharmacology to treat our illnesses. But again, in a lot of different cultures, and a lot of, even with athletes, you can't continue. If you have a game the next day, you can't be taking Oxy, for your pain continuously and stuff. You're going to be looped. You're not going to be up to your performance. It's going to affect your body and your mind, as opposed to something like here that's transdermal. And there's also an aromatherapy piece with this. So the oils, they have a fragrance and aroma to them where they affect your brain, your thalamus, your hypothalamus, your pituitary, your pineal, and they affect it in a positive way. So they can help wake you up, make you alert. They can actually calm you down with some of these things. So again, I can't say enough about the essential oils. There's the pain eraser, there's Breathe Well, and Breathe Well in particular is nice because there's 2 essential oils in here that they're doing multi-center studies on that now for COVID, and that's Cajuput and Ravensthara. So 2 of those, again, pharmakeia, they're using essential oils to deal with COVID, to deal with the flu, to deal with some of these maladies that, again, this is all around us. And in particular, when I've felt anything coming on at all, like winter time's coming on, so I do a lot of expulsion breaths, so that way it builds up heat in the body. If you sneeze, achoo, well, instead of breathing in, what you should be doing is continuing with the expulsion. The sneeze is your body telling you that, hey, you need to clear your airway. You got some bad air in there or something in your bronchus. So what you do is you continue on with the expulsion breaths. And then, like I was talking about before, with the Breathe Well, it has the ingredients in there. So then I would take the Breathe Well and apply it on my neck, on right here, my sinuses, these little meridians, the lymphatic, on my chest, on my ribs, just like you would with like a Vicks vapor rub. When you're a young kid, they would give us Vicks vapor rub, and what the ingredients in here, like eucalyptus, like tea tree, like cedar wood, those type of things. Putting them on your ribs and all that. You could, like cedar. That's what they have in cedar closets to keep things fresh. And even in like a cigar humidor, that's cedar. So, that's where it's like you can breathe, you can smell it. It opens up things. It actually opens up your ribs. So anyway, I can't say enough about the essential oils. I use them all the time for my own self-healing, for my own comfort, just like Anxiety Blend, vetiver, holy basil, copaiba, blue lotus, frankincense, helichrysum, rosewood, lavender, camphor, clarity sage, ylang ylang, sandalwood, myrrh. You have spearmint, bergamot, chamomile, rosemary, lemongrass. And again, if you had to get all these essential oils individually, they can be quite expensive. So I've taken the time to do the research, to do the testing on it, and combine them into one applicator, one topical blend for treating anxiety, for giving you comfort for anxiety, for treating your spasms, so Zenhaling spasm be gone. Again, some of the same elements, because like lavender has been used forever in healing, wound healing, all that kind of stuff. And then some of these, same with peppermint, it's an astringent. So you see, some of these are anti-inflammatory, anti-spasmodic, and combined in one 10 milliliter roll-on for your convenience and to treat a specific malady. And I have Levitate too, so that's one where, like, if you're trying to take your meditation or your prayer and you're trying to connect, it's a lot of the same type of oils that you would have that you see in churches. You know what I mean? When they're burning the incense in churches and all. And then there's sciatica. So specifically the camphor, that's more the tiger balm type of thing. Eucalyptus, wintergreen, peppermint, helichrysum, cypress, lavender, chamomile, ginger, geranium, lemongrass, sandalwood, juniper, rosemary, thyme, marjoram, and frankincense. So again, they treat pain, they treat these specific inflammatory diseases and maladies, but they also smell really good. So it's not like you're coming around and showing up all funky. So, and then the final one is spinal tap. So spinal tap, I did that one because there's a technique in massage therapy called a raindrop technique, where they're dropping essential oils on your spine in a specific sequence, and then they're administering the massage. And that's where the ingredients in here with the holy basil and the blue tansy and geranium, marjoram, wintergreen, cypress, thyme, oregano, and most of these are cut with the world's greatest Josie Maran organic argan oil. I use that as the carrier oil. So that's the best oil for your skin, for healing, for beauty. And I'm just fortunate enough to be using it as my carrier oil, which I believe I'm the only one out there right now using it as a carrier oil. So much thanks to Josie Maran and her argan oil. It's a beautiful, beautiful product made from the argan tree. And go to qvc.com and see, or josiemaran.com and see the wonders of this oil. She's the queen. She's the inventor, basically, of the argan oil. A lot of people are trying to rip it off, but nobody can rip it off. So anyway, go to zenhaling.com. Look into getting some breath work or sports science section. And again, for your comfort, for your healing, go to Zessential Oils tab. Look at some of the oils on there. I got some deals going on. Try and explore the pain eraser. That's the most popular one. Also the Breathe Well blend. Very topical right now with the seasons changing and with them talking about COVID's going to happen again. We got a new variant coming out and all. So if that's the case, then prep yourself or give it as a gift to somebody that you know or in your family. And I thank you for joining me here with this quick update on Zenhaling. This has been Tim Kelly. Keep healing and breathe well.